DMV Radio. I'm your host, Jennifer Dooley. You're listening to West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles podcast, Licensed to Innovate. There's a place here for everyone who loves to drive. Old cars, new cars, curvy roads, and the road home. There's a place for everyone who loves to connect, grow our communities, and keep the traveling public safe on all our country roads. West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles strives to be an efficient agency, an innovative agency, and most of all, a welcoming agency for each and every one of our guests around the Mountain State. This week on Licensed to Innovate, Amy Boggs will be joining us from the Governor's Highway Safety Program. And coming up after the break, Harvey will bring us the news. I'm Jennifer Dooley, and you're listening to Licensed to Innovate. Good morning, Amy. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, you are with the Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a small program, but, just like 11 people.
Yeah, 11 people. 11, soon to be 12, hopefully.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
DMV is always hiring.
Absolutely.
So, something going on.
Come work with us.
But you guys reach a lot of people, and the main thing you do really is save lives.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You by talking, by reaching out to people, by making sure drivers are aware of safety measures they can take on the road.
Right.
Let's start there, because I know we've got this thing coming up on the weekend that everybody knows something about except
Right.
me, and that's the Super Bowl.
Well, I had to look it up, so I had to see who was playing. I was half listening, half paying attention when we were in the qualifying whatever, but yeah, so Seahawks and Patriots, go Seahawks. But yes, so that is our most immediate campaign, is the Super Bowl impaired driving. So we've got officers around the state who are going to be out making sure that there are no impaired drivers on the road. If there are, they're going to get them off the road. But you can do your part by not driving impaired and not allowing your friends to drive impaired. So if you're partying for the Super Bowl, that's awesome. If you're calling in sick the next day, great. But don't drive impaired. Don't let your friends drive impaired. Have soda, have water, have non-alcoholic beer, that sort of thing. So everybody feels like they're included, and everybody's celebrating, but everybody's going to make it home later.
And Super Bowl parties can be, I know restaurants can be very packed, but, Super Bowl also brings people together in homes.
Right.
What are some things a homeowner can do if they want to make sure the guests they have welcomed into their home get back to their own homes safely?
I would say make sure that you've got non-alcoholic options. And if it makes people feel more welcome, have the non-alcoholic versions of the alcoholic. Maybe even have something fun and make all the virgin versions of cocktails. If you guys like to drink cocktails, have virgin Bloody Marys and virgin Shirley. I think Shirley Temple might be a virgin. You can tell I don't really drink. But have some virgin alcohol type options, but also have water and have pop and just juice, things like that. And pay attention. Make sure that you've got extra space for people to crash. Be prepared to let people crash on your couch. Not crash on your couch. Crash on your couch, crash in your spare bedroom, so that you know that they're not going to get into a wreck on their way home.
And it's kind of about knowing yourself and knowing your guests. Mm-hmm. The best decisions about drinking or driving are not made when the person's already drunk.
Absolutely.
So thinking ahead, you mentioned that you're not going to drink the Super Bowl. So might you be a good type of a candidate as a designated driver for somebody,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
A friend needed
And even if you're not celebrating, but you have friends that are, and you're going to be home and you're going to be sober, say, hey, I know you guys are going out to party. If you need a ride, please call me. I will come out at any point. I don't want you to drive. I will pick you up.
This is the DMV. I have officially named it this now. This is the DMV year of the designated driver.
Absolutely. I like that.
Those folks never get the shout outs they deserve. They never get the star, the
Right.
shining, the light. But they save actual lives, and you never know who.
Right.
I mean, it could be themselves. It could be anybody.
Right.
So definitely shout out and hooray to the folks who stand up and say, hey, if you need a driver, I'm here.
Absolutely.
What are some tips if somebody doesn't have a designated driver in advance, but they have had a drink or two and they know it's not wise to take the wheel?
Well, if you've had a drink or two, make sure before you go out you've got an app on your phone that's either Uber or Lyft or even your local taxi service. Not everywhere here, especially in West Virginia, not everywhere here really has taxi services. So find out what your options are before you go out, and so that if you get into a situation where you're like, I really should not be driving, let me call a Lyft or an Uber or a taxi to make sure that I get home, or make arrangements with your friends and loved ones to say, hey, I'm going out. Would you be able to pick me up? Would you drop me off and then come back and get me?
Absolutely. So just think ahead.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity for those Uber and Lyft folks to make some money too.
Right.
So that's good. It's a good thing for them. So what are some of the other campaigns that you have coming up in February and maybe into March?
Well, our really only one in February is the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So that's our main focus for impaired driving. We've got a couple of things in March. The very first thing is March 2nd through 8th. It's Vehicle Safety Recalls Week. We don't do enforcement for that, obviously. There's no way to do that. But we encourage people to check their vehicles, their car seats, their tires for recalls. Recall repairs are always free. And then you can go to NHTSA.gov to check the recalls. I always just Googled NHTSA recalls and it pops right up. And I actually looked mine up. I don't know my VIN number by heart. Most people don't. I put in my license plate number and it pulled it up. And so thankfully no recalls on my car, but I thought, wow, this is really easy. Like, you think I'll have to have a VIN number and I have to go outside and look at the VIN number, but you don't. You just need your license plate number. So you can put that in. If you've got multiple vehicles, you can put them all in. If you've got child safety seats, there are recalls on those frequently enough. So you want to make sure that everything is safe, all the parts of your vehicle, because if your car, your truck, your SUV is not safe, then that doesn't just pose a danger to you, it poses a danger to everybody on the roads.
And so there's a specific time that we remind people,
right?
Hey, check on this, because life is busy,
right?
And there's a lot of things to check on.
We recommend twice a year check for recalls. There are millions of unrepaired recalls on the roads right now, but the easiest thing that you do twice a year, not just Vehicle Safety Recall Week, but you change your clocks twice a year. So if you think, okay, let me change my time forward or backwards, let me check the batteries in my smoke detectors, and let me check recalls on my vehicle.
That's a good way to remember it, for sure. What else is going on in March?
So we've got Click It or Ticket. We have 4 of those throughout the year, but March is our first one during 2026. So we are out encouraging people to wear their seatbelts, wear them correctly, and to have all of your passengers wearing seatbelts correctly as well. If you're wearing just the lap belt, that doesn't really do a lot of good. If it's the shoulder belt's behind your back or under your arm, it's not serving the purpose that it was made for. And the whole point of that seatbelt is to protect you in a crash, and it is the best way for you to be protected in a crash. While you don't want to get negative and say not all crashes are survivable, they're not. But your seatbelt is your best bet to survive a crash.
And last that I sat down and talked to Governor's Highway Safety Program folks about seatbelts, I believe I talked to Jack, 9 out of 10 people in West Virginia are wearing their seatbelts, and the other isn't.
Right. So most of us are doing the right thing and trying to keep ourselves safe. It's funny when I tell people what I do, they don't know what the Governor's Highway Safety Program is, but I name some of our campaigns and they're like, oh, okay, I know what that is.
That's good.
I'm not wearing a seatbelt. And I'm like, wouldn't you rather not die in a crash? I mean, that's just me. Like,
yeah.
if your loved one finds out that you've died in a crash and you could have survived if you'd been wearing your seatbelt, that's going to make them feel like even worse. They've already lost you, and then now they know that you probably wouldn't have died in the crash if you'd had your seatbelt on. So it's not just about you, it's about everybody else too. It's about the people that care about you. So yeah, we've got 91% of the people in West Virginia, so the other 9%, we're looking at you. We want you to wear your seatbelts.
What do you, and just maybe not necessarily even as Governor Highway Safety Program, but just thinking, in this day and age, you got kids, pets, older family members maybe relying on you. dear, precious, loved friends,
Mm-hmm.
communities.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're waiting for, like me, I'm waiting for Flea and Mike Mills to do a duet. Music. The things out there that haven't happened yet.
Right. You have things that you're looking forward to, your bucket list.
Yeah.
And then
Travel.
Yeah, travel,
sunny
concerts.
days.
I mean, I went to probably 10 or 12 concerts last year. Can't do that if you're not here. So think about, don't just think about you. Think about the people who love you and how they would feel if you were gone and unnecessarily gone. But also think about this: if you're not belted in, or if there are people in your vehicle not properly belted, they can be a projectile in a crash. So you could have survived, but your 150-pound passenger, isn't belted in, so they come flying across the car and hit you at 70 miles an hour. So think about that too. I mean, that's something that most people don't really think about, but the projectiles can be just as deadly as anything in the crash.
Crash, that I've always heard, good things take time, bad things happen fast.
Right. And you think that you have time, but if you've ever been in a crash, you know that it happens so fast and so slow at the same time that you don't have time to put your seatbelt on. You don't have time to block the airbag or whatever it is. You think you do, but you really don't.
How to steer.
Yeah.
How to brake or not brake.
how to turn away from it.
Yeah.
You just freeze
There's so
and
many
brace
other
for
decisions.
impact.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good moment right before a crash.
Mm-mm.
So you mentioned seatbelts, and of course you mentioned Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and you mentioned Click It or Ticket. Do appreciate our law enforcement
Absolutely.
partners on that immensely. I mean,
Right.
they do a lot of good work with us.
Right,
I mean,
absolutely.
really.
Our whole goal is to change your negative behaviors. So, and it's not just drivers, it's cyclists, it's motorcycle riders, it's pedestrians, it's everybody that uses the road in some manner. We're trying to change your bad behaviors to try to prevent something bad from happening to you. And if it wasn't for law enforcement, we couldn't do that, because media and education will only go so far. Sometimes there has to be a consequence other than the final consequence, to try to get you to change your behavior. And sometimes that's a citation or an arrest if you're impaired.
And the bottom line is life is good.
Yeah.
We want everybody to stay here.
Right. Life is good. You have something you're looking forward to, just like Jennifer mentioned. What if you don't get to go because you've done something silly? We'll just say silly. We won't call people stupid. We'll say silly. And by not wearing your seatbelt, now you're going to miss, maybe it's your wedding. Maybe it's your kid's 16th birthday. Maybe it's retirement. So you can relax. But you just don't want to cut short something that isn't meant to be cut short.
And with a seatbelt, it would be habit.
Right.
You can build the habit of wearing it. You can build the habit of not wearing it. It
Right.
doesn't take
Right.
but a second to put it on.
Right. I feel weird if I don't have mine on. So as soon as I get in the car, it goes on. Even if I'm sitting parked, a lot of times the seatbelt stays on just because I'm used to it. But even if I'm backing my car out, I'm like, I gotta have the seatbelt on. I don't feel right without it.
It's just a step in the process,
Yeah.
like hitting that ignition
Right.
button or turning
Right.
that key.
Right.
Absolutely. So, any other big campaigns coming up?
We've got, well, it's a smallish campaign, kind of like Super Bowl. It's St. Patrick's Day, another partying festive holiday where people
Another
might
chance
like to have some
celebrate designated drivers.
That's absolutely right. So St. Patrick's Day actually falls kind of in the middle of the week, so we're kind of targeting the weekend before, but potentially weekend before and weekend after. So we will have officers out looking for impaired drivers to keep us all safe, not just to harass. They're not harassing you. They're trying to keep you safe, and they're trying to keep us safe. And we will be doing some paid media. So we'll just be putting the message out as best we can and working with our law enforcement partners to really make the best opportunity to change behavior.
Absolutely. So when you're working with Governor's Highway Safety Program, you guys do get federal safety money. There's safety money that comes in.
Most of our money is federal from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. We do have a couple of state-funded individuals in our office. Our motorcycle and ATV programs are state-funded, 99% state-funded. And some of our staff are 50-50. So it just depends on their position and how they're funded. But we're predominantly federally funded. Like we said earlier, there's 11 of us. It's a small team. but we get along very well. We work hard, we do our jobs, and we are out here trying to save. It sounds really dramatic. We're out here trying to save your life.
Yeah, but it does.
But I mean, that's literally
true.
It's literally what we're doing. But
Yeah.
like, we don't think of ourselves as anything. But we're just regular people, just like you, just like everybody here at the DMV. But we're out here trying to make sure that we get home okay, that you get home okay, that my mom gets back and forth to the store okay. And
everybody else beside the road too.
Yeah.
A pedestrian on the sidewalk, a bicyclist at the edge of the
somebody
pavement.
At the bus stop just waiting,
trying to get
somebody.
there safe.
Let's talk about this. Somebody on the side of the road with a flat tire.
Mobility impaired, trying to cross the road.
Our road workers and contractors.
Absolutely.
They're out there doing a job, and they're trying to get to and from work and do their job on the road at the same time. So it all ties in. Like, we're all people, we're all humans, we all have lives, we all have people who care about us. So all these little things together, if we all start doing them all consistently, it will make a big difference.
And it really is just a basket of little habits.
Yep.
Planning ahead if you're going to be drinking, putting that seatbelt on.
Yep.
Little habits save lives.
Absolutely.
And you 11 people are taking the time to make sure the whole state knows that.
We're here for you, West Virginia.
Absolutely. So we've been talking to Amy Boggs with the Governor's Highway Safety Program. We're going to take a quick break and be back on the other side. We're going to hear from Harvey with the news. Stay with us.
Hey you, slow down in work zones.
I'm Harvey, here to bring you your West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles news. First up, thinking of a career with the West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles? It's easy to apply. Go to transportation.wv.gov and click on Careers. Scroll down and type DMV in the search bar for current DMV openings around the state. Fill out your application in detail, listing all job experiences, and check again each week to look for new openings. And for those who like to travel light, our mobile ID continues to grow. West Virginia now has over 30,000 mobile ID users and is available for Apple and Android phones. This is a real West Virginia driver's license accepted at a growing number of locations that's available for download on your phone. It's compatible with Real ID, so mobile ID users who have Real ID will see the star on their mobile ID as well. While you should continue to carry your physical driver's license, Mobile ID makes it possible to have quick and easy access to your driver's license and a backup in case you misplace your wallet. Visit dmv.wv.gov to quickly and easily sign up for your mobile ID today. I'm Harvey, and that concludes our news break. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Harvey. You know, that segment really continues to grow, and I'm hearing a lot of good things about it here around the building in Kanawha City. So much appreciated. You are listening to Licensed to Innovate, the West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles podcast. Before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to the designated drivers around the state getting ready for this weekend's Super Bowl. So let's just shorten that and call them the Super Drivers. Much appreciate the Super Drivers, and if you haven't found your Super Driver yet, our Commissioner Everett Frazier always says, don't let your procrastination become your frustration. So take that to heart and reach out to a friend and say, hey, you can have some spinach dip if you'll come join us and be our super driver. It's all about keeping folks safe. You've been listening to West Virginia Division of Motor Vehicles, Licensed to Innovate, Episode 3, Safe Travels.